All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode of Virtual Velocity Racing powered road series brought to you by ChopShop. As always, with me in the booth is Churchy. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm not too bad. Got a little bit of a cold or something going on, so we'll manage though. We'll manage.
Hey, a little bit about our track today. Some race info. It's week number 8 at Hockenheinring. I'm shocked I can pronounce that, to be honest with you. It's 68 degrees, 77% humidity, cloudy with 1 mile an hour winds. It's 2.8 miles all the way around. Track temperature 74 degrees with an altitude of 327. It's in Hockenheim, Germany.
Yeah. I'm curious to see it pronounced next week's track.
I haven't looked. Is it bad?
Yeah. I can't even start to pronounce it.
Probably pretty bad. And we're doing something, Church. We're going to do something a little different, as you can already know, obviously.
Yep.
But we got Bryant Lucas in the booth with us tonight. He's a little more expertise, is the best way to say it, in the road era, the little division. They're just finishing up qualifying. We're going to get this starting grid popped up. Oops. You want to go over it? You want me to do it?
I can do it.
All right. You always do it. I just normally follow it.
Yeah, just let me know if I'm off or something. But starting first for the GTPs is Thaddeus Marshall, followed by Michael Strickland second, and Christopher Burris third. Fourth is going to be Steven Salas. Starting on the pole for GT3 would be Nathan Biggert, followed by David Steiner and Michael Caffrey third. Fourth is Tyler Hammond. Fifth is Corey Bodnott, which is his first race. Sixth is Mark Retchen. Seventh is Wesley Straight. Eighth is Brad Dove, which is his first race, followed by Philip Caffrey. And that's it.
Yeah, John Hammond shows up there, folks, but he is not racing. The old man did not watch the race.
He just kind of jumped in. He wants to pretend he's racing.
I want to pretend. Pull that, man. You can see turn 6 is going to be this hairpin, right on the right side there. These guys are going to have to slow down. We're doing a little something different for the GT3s. We've had a little issues with the GT3s on the starts. We're going to try leveling the playing field a little bit. The GTPs will go on green. The GT3s will go on a race control. So if you guys see it go green, and the GT3s aren't going yet, that is why the GT3s will be verbally told. Really hard to start a race multi-class. When the GTPs they're so far ahead, and the GT3s are still in the corner. Something would be like that.
Yeah, for sure. It levels out the playing field, for, when they go. So hopefully this will help out a lot.
I think you'd be all right. We're rolling off. Hockenheinring. We're in Germany, baby. You see the corner they're coming out of. How much money you want to bet Striker goes through that sand at least
once? Yeah.
Just gonna put that one out there. He likes taking that GTP through the sand. So we're gonna let these guys start off. We'll watch them real quick, and then we're going to quickly switch over to the GT3s so we could see a nice clean start. You guys need to get lined up. Steven Salas going to pull up there.
James Pierce didn't make it again for I believe it would be his second or third race missed. He had a concealed carry course to take tonight, so he was saying hopefully it's his last one that he misses.
They're all nice. Yep.
G3s are off.
They just took off. And we don't have any instances. Hallelujah.
Don't speak too soon there, Ryan.
Hey, there's Brian Lucas. He's going to join us. Hey, I was just telling him about your expertise
My
and said
expertise.
race. Oh, we
There
got an
goes the
accident.
bumper. He takes out the R8 there in the Audi. That'll give you Retchin in that 24 car. Nice looking signature esports car there.
Yeah. Pulls up. Tyler's braking. He's braking. Gretchen got smoked.
Yeah, Dove hit him hard.
That was Dove.
Yeah, it was Dove.
Go back to Dove. See what...
Well, Retchin got collected in it.
Yeah, Dove.
Retchin's the Audi. Yeah.
Or turned left. Not sure what was going on there.
So what he did is he cranked it right real quick to get around Wesley straight, and I think he braked too hard and lost it.
Yeah, you can see the front end of that car. It's pretty.
They-
Some body parts.
So the good thing about the road course guys is they have a fast repair, right? They can go in, they can tow, book their fast repair before they tow, preferably. Get it fixed. Retchin get right back out there as fast as possible, not lose a lap, and try to work his way back up.
Yeah, he's just unfortunate for Retchin there. Dove was trying to make some moves and just lost control of it.
And Retchin's already back out wheeling. Biggie. Car's fixed, ready to go. Dove doesn't have a front end.
He does think missing some body parts.
It's gone.
Trying to see if he's going to go in the pit here.
That Mobile One car is as hard as he hit. I guess it was on the start, so he wasn't going terribly fast. But I'm shocked that car still runs.
Yeah, he hit hard.
Chris Roberts in the 98 machine, that red and black monster. He got a podium last week.
Yeah.
There's only 4 of them. All he has to do is beat 2 cars.
Yeah, looks like he's in third currently.
You know, one thing I'm really impressed with right now, if you take a look at Michael Strickland, you look at the gap on Thaddeus Marshall. He is not letting him get away. We saw him pull away about 1.5 seconds during that last lap. And what Michael was able to do was able to bring him back. And so this is a good position for Michael Strickland to be in, because this race is going to develop. We're going to get rain. This race is going to change. We're likely going to get rain. This race is going to change, but he just needs to stay in striking distance. But from what I can see, it looks like Thaddeus is good on the first half. But Michael Strickland's car seems to come in really good in the technical section here at Hockenheim.
You know, and that's one of Stryker's many skills as a veteran driver, is he knows how to push it, when to push it, and how to stay consistent while he's pushing. And it pays off for him in the end most of the time. And he is, the more he practices and the more he drives these cars, the more comfortable he gets with them, the more aggressive.
It looks, and like, I'm not taking anything away from Michael, but I think there's also a setup battle going on with these cars. Because if you look at that front Acura, you can tell he cannot go as fast through the corners. He does not have as much downforce on that car. Where Thaddeus is pulling away is on the straights, where he gets that really good long run speed. All right, so straight line speed goes to Thaddeus. As soon as you get to a corner, you're going to hand it over to Michael Strickland. And Michael Strickland, he's got the setup for the corners. So he's probably, I think once we get to rain, I think Michael Strickland's in the best place here, because you look at him going to corners, he's got more grip, more downforce, better in rain.
That's one thing we didn't bring up. They are scheduled to have some rain, so they're going to have to go in the pits. They're going to have to put some wet tires on, and they're going to have to see how they do. Thaddeus and Stryker are running very close lap times. Thaddeus had a 1:27.20. Stryker had a 1:27.45, both with a top speed of 184. But the fastest car on the track is Chris Roberts, that just did a 186 miles an hour.
Yeah, that rain's coming too. It's 9:27 on the dot, and it looks like about 10 o'clock it'll be 100% rain. So It's coming, boys.
See how-
David's or Nathan Biggert and David Steiner are 1 and 2 in your GT3, followed by Caffrey third.
Well, one thing Big knows, Big Art, sorry, Big Art. One thing Big Art knows is David Steiner's no slouch. He's going to have to keep this pace up through the whole thing. The one person I want to lay eyes on is Tyler Hampton. Still sitting in fourth in the GT3 class. Smooth, calm, cool, and collected, as always. That Kraken penman. Porsche, baby.
Porsche.
So the question is who's going to have the upper hand when the rain starts pouring? Because they're going to have to back up a lot.
I mean, Bryant would probably know better. My guess would be the GT3s would handle better than the GTPs on water, but that's something maybe he knows a little bit more about.
Sorry, what was the question?
Which one would handle better between the two, GT3 or GTP, when it comes to wet weather?
Oh, the GT3 is phenomenally better. The GTPs on iRacing have been struggling amazingly on iRacing, to the point where when they did, we got a good, man, Thaddeus had to work for that one on Philip Caffrey, but they've been struggling so much that the LMP2 cars are actually in most of the splits for the Sebring 12. They actually won the race. So a lower class car that's supposed to be slower actually won most of the 12 hours of Sebrings due to how bad these GTPs are. And there goes Thaddeus. He gets loose off the corner. Striker right behind. He's going to take him on the left side.
That was a good move on Striker's part to see that happen. We're going to go back because I was not on those cars. Watch this pass. Striker was only sitting 1.5 behind Thaddeus. Thaddeus coming in the corner. He's going to gas her up just a smidge early. He's going to get loose. Striker's already there, ready to pounce. He slows down a little bit. We'll drive right on the outside of him. We're rolling.
Yeah, good defensive driving by Striker.
Well, I mean, it's too early to mess it up. We got to wait for the rain. As you see Thaddeus driving in super deep into that corner. Tries getting underneath that 88. That 88's definitely going to have to drive off. On board with Thaddeus right now as he chases down the 88 Cadillac. Michael Striker. He's not using... Thaddeus isn't using the full track right now behind him either. I think it's just one of those things. He's mad that he made a mistake. That he got passed. And he's going low on the corner, but he's staying low on his exit. He's not utilizing every square inch of concrete pavement, whatever this is.
So there's one thing going good for Thaddeus here, okay? It is easier to pass on a straightaway, and his car has proven that he has the speed on a long straightaway. It's much harder to pass in corners where Strickland's car is dominant. So Strickland's going to have a harder time passing than Thaddeus does. So I expect Thaddeus to get back to him and get by him here on a straightaway. Maybe overbraking him into a corner, though Thaddeus's car should be worse into the corner. He just likes to throw it a little harder, you know?
Well, and they're rolling up on 3 GTPs or GT3s right now. The chances of one of them using GT3s as a blocking machine is probably pretty high. 4 of them, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it looked like Corey just let them both by there. That's a safe bet.
And did you see what Striker did right there? You can see him let off in the middle of the corner there. That's how you make sure the guy behind you can't run it off the corner. Because if Thaddeus goes wide and then dips it into the corner, he'll get a great run on you down that straightaway. And what Striker did there is he slowed down enough to where Thaddeus had to get to the bumper and had to get on the brakes. So then Striker go ahead and pull away. This is a beautiful road course battle right here. It's a battle of lines and, you know, breaking in the right spot to throw the guy off behind you. These two are having a great battle.
And now we're going to have to wait for the rain to see who is going to have the upper hand. See, right now, in my opinion, personally, I don't think it matters right now. I mean, everybody can run a dry track, right? Tyler Heyman getting out of the way there. Everybody can run a dry track, but when the rain comes, these guys have to back these corners up, and that's when the patience is going to come into play, especially when you're trying to make a pass and trying to reel back in.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch and see. Not sure how many of these guys have ran in rain, but I know there's a few that haven't. So it'll be interesting.
Well, I can tell you one of the G's that can run in the rain is Nathan Bigart. He did the endurance race with us at Sebring. He started off in the rain around, it seemed like to me, 9,000 cars, and he didn't touch a single one of them. Didn't lose grip once. Very, 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 very talented driver. Anything he jumps in. He is struggling to I can't say he's struggling. I mean, he's keeping Steiner behind him. Got a 3.3 gap on him right now. We'll just see if he can't hold on to it, because I know Steiner's been eager on getting on rain too. So it's gonna be a give and take relationship real soon.
Yeah, Hockenheinring in Germany. Kind of a fun track fact for you. This track was destroyed during World War II by the tanks. This track being in Germany during the war, this track was destroyed. This track, I wouldn't say this track, but the name, this track has been redesigned and rebuilt 4 different ways since 1932 to 2002. So it's had a bunch of different configurations to it.
It is interesting. What'd they do? Just have wars on the track with the tanks? They drove right over
Germany, man. World War II in Germany, yeah.
So the last one, if I remember correctly, there used to be a section that went off into the wooded area, and I believe this was the 80s or 90s, but I believe they had an F1 car. I wasn't sure what car it was, but they were constantly having problems having cars go off a track and hit trees and drivers dying. So they decided, we're probably not going to do that anymore.
It is funny that you said people dying, drivers here, because there has been 6 fatalities at this track since 1968 to 2014 being the last one.
That's wild. That's very unfortunate as well.
6 people have lost their lives.
Are in the race car. Oh, there's a striker in the stand. Thaddeus going to make a dive bomb underneath him. Striker's just going to give it up to him. He's going to get a good run off. He's going to be right back on the rear bumper. These two are getting it on. We like it.
As Michael Caffrey just told Chris Roberge, go ahead and go on by. I'll let you know.
Listen, man, Michael Caffrey's been struggling lately on the road courses. He got taken out early last week. Week prior to that, Thaddeus Marshall crashed. Let's go back and take a look at this.
It looks like it was an iRace. Oh, no.
Oh, he's self-spun.
Yeah, no, it was a braking problem. He got on the brakes too hard. Rear end. It looks like the rear end's locked up. Let me take a look here. Yeah, look at those rear end tires, because that's usually what gets you, is those rear end tires on these road courses. Yep, he locked up the rear ends. Because you look, and if you slow it down, look at it, you can see his front end's still gripping as his rear end's coming around. So he had too much rear end brake bias with too much brake, and that'll cause your car just to automatically flip around. Just too much bias to the back.
You'll have that. It's, what one of the things is he's rear view. Yeah, that he locked up. He's rear view mirror driving right now. Striker wasn't giving him anything. Now Strickland with a 5.1 lead on him.
And that's really the game in road courses. When you do these endurance races, you figure out that, hey, I don't gotta pass this guy. I just gotta get close enough to stress him out enough to make a mistake and then go by. And that's what Michael was doing, and that's really the name of the game on these road courses, and he displayed it perfectly. This is the second time he's displayed it. Just Thaddeus' car is so darn fast in the straightaway. We'll have to see what he does when he gets to rain.
So, so what do you think Strickland needs to do now? Do you just keep pushing that fast pace that he was doing when he was racing with him, or do you just kind of back it off?
You still push, but you don't take risks because you gotta take care of your car. And you see Thaddeus pushing, taking risks. As long as you keep your car, and even if he gets behind you, just stay cool. Let him go by. If he finds a place to get by, let him go by. This is an endurance race. We still have 45 minutes left. There's a lot that can still happen here. This is the reason Nathan Biggert wins races. Patience. You gotta have patience in these cars. And I say Nathan Biggert, he shows it in trucks, in every series he races in. It just transfers to him because of his ultimate patience. And so you just gotta have patience and calm, and don't overthink it. And Stryker's not overthinking it. Thaddeus is catching him. He's not worried about Thaddeus. He's 4 seconds back. He's worried about the track in front of him and keeping this car nice and clean for when it starts to rain.
Yeah, and Nathan Biggert, he's pulled another second and a half over your second place driver, David Steiner. Church, what's the radar look like? When do we expect to see it?
Hey, I'll be right back.
Gonna go outside and check. Corey Bodnott with an accent. Let's take a look at that. See, it was a break. Down. Was not a wreck.
That was just a good save. It really was a good save. But Philip Craftery just wrecked. Oh no, he just came into pit road. Maybe he wrecked on pit road. Nope, it's just a pit road entry. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know why SDK labels some of that stuff. They're goofy sometimes. Doesn't always work.
But Philip Craftery has stopped on the pit lane. He is parked in pit lane. Philip Craftery, he's just started moving again. Here he goes. That's why it marked him as a crash. Let's see. He's just trying to get into pit road here. Maybe he needed. Oh, I know why he stopped. Maybe he sees rain coming. He's getting ready for tires, or he has some kind of damage. He's clicking buttons on his black box. That's for sure.
Oh, I bet you he forgot to set up his pit stop before he went in there. Got her taken care of. Smart move on his part, though.
It's sure a lot better than going all the way back around again. Take 30 seconds to put everything in real quick. It's a long race. You're still going to probably finish in the same spot, maybe. We'll see. You have to subtract that 30 seconds after the race and see what happens.
So we got our positions right here. Big Art first, Steiner second, Caffrey third, Hammond fourth, Bodnott fifth, Straight sixth, Wretched seventh, Dove eighth, other Caffrey ninth. That's going to be where they're sitting. Dove and Caffrey are sitting lap down. Then you got Strickland, Marshall, Roberts, Gonzalez. 1, 2, 3, 4 for your DQPs.
Let's give somebody a driver spotlight. What do you think?
And who's clean right now?
I think we need to spotlight Brad Dove, as this is his first race. My partner in crime, I like to sometimes say. Let's take a look at him. You see, he is very nervous. He's going a little bit slow, but that's okay. It's his first race in a GT3 in a league, and he's just trying to hold it good here. He's watching behind him. That would be Chris Roberge. He's just being very careful, and you can see it on how he accelerates and everything. He's a new road driver. Oh, here! Oh, gets loose there. Can he catch it? What a catch! Look at that. That's a learning driver right there, and so got to give him credit for having the balls to come race this, right? What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I like Dove's attitude, especially when he comes into it. He's like, you know what? I might suck, but I'm gonna give her everything I got, and this is just the kind of stuff that's gonna make you better.
And you could see from that save, he's putting in the effort. He's putting in the ultimate effort.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not sliding, listen, if you're not sliding sideways some way, shape, or form, or going off track a little bit, you're not pushing your car hard. You can even look at your experienced drivers like Thaddeus. He's spun himself out twice now, and he's one of the best GTP drivers in the room.
Everything okay with church?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
They'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. That's on me.
Let's see. Here's Corey Bode. Not normally he. I won't say normally he is our race control for 90% of our races that we do here at Chop Shop. It's good to see him out here mixing up with the boys. Thaddeus flying up on him. Thaddeus is going to take him on the inside. No harm, no foul. Nice and clean. One thing I could tell you about Corey Bodnot, though, he might not be terribly good at road courses, but he knows how to wheel a car.
Got Chase Elliott sitting there in fourth. Sorry, my bad. Tyler Hammond sitting there in fourth. My bad. Sorry, I just call him Chase Elliott. He's the series most favorite driver. So he's been voted favorite driver for like the last 10 broadcasts in a row. So look at that beautiful looking Porsche. Good job, Chase Elliott. Keep it up.
Listen, man, he always keeps it clean. There's been many races, even, I think our last rain race, he was one of the one drivers that had 0 incidents in the whole race.
Did you see that there?
Yeah.
That's going to hurt Michael Strickland there a bit. Drag that left front tire. It's going to put a little bit too much heat in that left front. He's going to have some problems getting to the right-handers if he can't get that thing cooled off.
Thaddeus rockets around him. What's he straight?
See, that cost him about a second, too, for Michael Strickland.
Go off track. Yeah, he just straight, simple self-spin. No harm, no foul. Yeah, well, back to Tyler Hammond. The reason he's so popular, man, is he's the boss's kid. I guess the best way to put it. And he's actually a really, really good road racer. And he always has B&B out there, his grandparents out there watching him, rooting him on, watching the broadcast. We love all the support. I know he does. I'm sure he goes back and watches these races just to see, where he made a mistake, where he can get faster. But the kid puts in the time and the effort, and he deserves every position he gets.
How about the Aussie? No, we got the 2 Aussies. This series is full of Aussies. We got Philip Caffrey, Michael Caffrey, David Steiner. There's 3 Aussies in there. I'm very interested to see how Michael Caffrey, he's running on his line. Let's take a look here. See, as he heads down into turn 11.
Right now he's in between two front GTPs. Holding his line, making them go around him. Thaddeus closing in on another second over Strickland. Down to 3.6.
Oh, he was. Oh, no, Strickland's got a yap on him. He was only 3 seconds.
See, and I think that's where Stryker has him. I think Stryker's more comfortable in this car right now, and when you don't have to chase somebody, he definitely big Philip Caffrey.
See, you might be fast enough to be on red line racing, but if you can't keep your car consistent and quick, it just can't happen. You just can't finish a race if you can't keep that car, those 4 tires underneath you. Kind of, it'll kill you, man.
Oh, he went off track. No big. He's fine. Wasn't a wreck at all. It was an off track. Michael Caffrey right here, sitting in 3rd. I don't really, you know what? There's only been this is going to be the weirdest thing to ever say. Oh no, David Steiner with an accident. Hold on here. Ooh. Oh,
Ooh, netcode. That was netcode 100%. Let's take a look here.
My question is David Steiner knows Thaddeus is coming, right? Especially out of the corner. He goes out. Thaddeus is going in, and they both decide to go for the same line. So Thaddeus changes his mind, goes to go around the other side. Wasn't that code?
It was 100% netcode. Look at his car. So slow it down. If you look at his car going into the braking zone, you'll watch his car snap as soon
Oh,
as that
wow.
Acura gets to the bumper. That's about 3 feet of net code there.
That's
100% net code. You can see it.
Yeah, that's probably the worst amount of netcode I've ever seen. What is iRacing doing? Look at this. Look how far away they are. That is incredible.
That's almost a car's width right there that they're apart.
Yeah, that's a ton. Oh, Thaddeus with an accident now. Let's go over here. Well, come on, guys. Keep her together. Gilnan Striker. Goes down, goes off tracks, tries gassing it up, spins.
Yeah, and that's really uncalled for not to give him crap, but you got to make sure that you have your throttle control set correctly, because like in these GTPs you do have traction control, and you got to have them set up right for the racetrack, or whenever you go off a corner you got to sit there and throttle it. Well, if you have it set right, you don't have to even do any of that catching. You can usually put the power down pretty good, and then once you feel it come out, you got to let it just a little bit, but usually you'll hear the thumping of the traction control coming in, and then oh, okay, I got to let out of the gas. The traction control can do its thing fully, So you got to use those audio cues, and you'll also be able to feel it in your wheel as well.
Trying to see if iRacing being iRacing. Maybe went off track a smidge, but I don't know why SDK would be like, oh, hey, man, that's an accident. No, what I was saying, though, is this is a really weird thing. Oh, and it's raining. We got rain. Just seen the sprinkles.
So, I have a confession to make, Ryan.
Don't tell me. Robbed a bank.
This is going to be my first time ever seeing rain on iRacing, and I'm a road course guy. I race a lot of touring cars. I was not able to participate in the 12 hours of Sebring, unfortunately, but this will be my first time ever seeing rain. Don't you think that's weird for a road course guy?
It is weird. It's not. Listen, though. Here's the weird thing. It's not raining across the entire track. It was just in that segment that I caught. See, now it's Nathan Bigart's in the rain right now. Windshield wipers are on. It's really started slowing down. Now you can hear the throttle response that he's giving it. Strickland entering pit lanes. I wonder why. These guys are definitely going to be looking for wet tires right now.
And it really worked out perfectly for them. We've got 31 minutes and 41 seconds left in this race. So we're going to be splitting it almost perfectly with where there was rain and dry.
And Nathan Bigart entering pit road. He's going to get some wet tires as well. So now, folks, we're going to see stuff mix up. And I was trying to say this before I kept getting sidetracked. The strangest thing out of this entire race, everybody is in the same starting position where they started the race, except for 4 individuals. That's Wesley Straight and Mark Retchen. They changed positions. And before pit road, it was Thaddeus Marshall and Michael Strickland. Everybody else is in the same position.
Welcome to F1. I'm joking.
And here's a good example. You could see Hammond and that is Dove. You could see all the spray back behind their car. And that really messes with the car behind you. I don't think it's... But I do believe this is Dove's first time ever driving in rain, so it'll be a good experience.
It definitely will be a good experience. Definitely be a good experience. I'm curious to hear his thoughts on it when he comes back out.
Oh, it's just you and me today, Lucas.
Well, I hope he didn't feel like I was stealing his thunder. If he does, I apologize, church. I really do.
He probably he had to put a dog down the other day, and they've been dealing. So now we got some mix-ups. Tyler Hammond's up 2 positions. He's sitting in second place. It's 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Reeling
Pass
in
for the
Nate.
lead. Pass for the lead. Oh, nope, not quite. I thought he was going to be longer in pit lane. But Thaddeus Marshall is going to come out in the leader in this situation. So Thaddeus, there
He
goes
just
Thaddeus.
Just spun.
And here comes Strickland.
We're gonna
He's about
rewind it.
1.5 back.
Yeah, he knew Strickland was coming, so he was trying to get going quick.
You see, he's got to wait some time for these tires to warm up. It takes a lot more laps in the rain for you to warm up your tires. And are you on Thaddeus right now?
Yep.
Did you guys see how he went into that corner? So you see he's running off of line here. Usually you'd be all the way to the left, but he's in the middle because if you race that race line, it's got all the oils and the tire inside that line. And so he's going off of race line to where the most grip is. And you see him, you see how he just maneuvered his car on the track right there? See, he was right in the grip right there. He was right in the grip where he just spun out because that rubber is slick and it causes it to be really slick where everybody was running there in the drive.
Jump from Michael Strickland's car, so you could see. Oh, Strickland just lost it.
Oh,
Thank
man.
goodness there was sand there. That straightened him out real quick. He was he was rolling real quick there, and he caught it. I mean, what a drive! But you could see the spray coming up from Thaddeus Marshall's car. That, I mean, you go blind when you get behind these cars, and this is the best part about rain coming later in the race instead of starting rain in the race. Is a big thing with iRacing is muscle memory, and these guys are used to a dry track right now. They're having to reprogram their body, their feet, their motion, every little thing to get used to driving on wet pavement, loose conditions, make sure their gearing's right. I mean, it's going to take a few laps for these guys to start coming in, getting the muscle memory for the rain. We got David Steiner had a crash, Wesley Straight.
Driving in the rain is a lot like driving a dirt car, and what I've heard, you drive a lot with the throttle. All right, to be fast in the rain, you gotta drive with the throttle. So it's a lot of footwork there. So I'd love to see some foot cams for that. Did not come off right, did it? I'm just gonna shut up.
I mean, yeah, don't be paying for that stuff. Ooh, Wesley, boom. Wow, Wesley had a horrible wreck. I hope he still has his best. That was nasty. Definitely sitting in the pits. Strickland still. You could tell in the cockpit of Strickland when he slows down and when he gets back on the throttle, you can't light switch it. You have to baby it, get back into it. He's right now, what Strickland's doing is he's staying close enough, but he's waiting for the mistake so he can pounce.
Yeah, and just a quick note back to Wesley Straight. The paint is really slick during the rain, and that was what he hit there. He hit that paint, and you're gonna slip in an instant when you're on the paint. So
Philip Caffrey off track, back on. Big deal. Car's still one piece. Good thing it's raining. You know, one of the things, since you don't have a ton of experience with the iRacing in the rain, is the longer this rain falls, it'll start pulling up on the racetrack.
oh yeah.
And if you run over that, it's like driving over a sheet of ice. It'll literally lift the car up. You'll lose all your weight, all your downforce, and you don't know where it's going to go. Here's a perfect example. Nathan Biggert just went off track.
Did you catch the Thaddeus Marshall wreck?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? The
Yep.
one in turn one?
Yep, when he came out.
Oh. He got loose right in front of Stryker, and Stryker just blew by.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so go back, lap 23. Just at the start of, let's go from the start of lap 23. You'll see it here.
How do you even choose laps? I'll rewind.
And that was your pass for the lead there.
Watch. Come on. Find it, find it. I didn't think I rewound that much. Oh, right there. Hit the paint, like you said. He's counter spearing. Locked her up, spun her out.
You're right. He did hit the paint. I didn't even notice that he hit the paint.
Oh no.
You're right. That's what did it.
Striker with a crash.
Oh no. Marshall passes him.
See what happens.
I think he went a
Oh,
little too
drove it
far
too
in.
deep.
Yeah, I could see how he got on the brakes. I was like, oh, he drove it too far in.
The good news is it wasn't a wreck like we thought it was going to be. David Steiner had an incident. You're starting to see the puddles form on the racetrack. Yep, he did see it. No big deal. The puddles are getting real, and the best part is you're watching these drivers as we set up Philip Caffrey right now. Is you'll see Mark Retchen and Philip Caffrey. They'll both be going down the straightaway, but they'll both be on completely different lines because they don't want to follow the spray.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're blind. Tyler Hammond just had an accident. Weird out of him. We'll see what that was about. A lot of them. Drove it, spun. Nope, he's good. Nothing, not a big one. He just came off track a little bit. I'll have to slow down. Not a big deal. Chris Roberge.
If you look at if you look at Chris's wreck, you'll see him go into the paint just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
He taps it, and you can see the car start to get loose. Then he goes to the other paint, and it finishes him off. The paint is a devil here, dude.
That's awesome. Mark Retchen with an instant. Oh, I'm just gonna spend all my time watching incidents.
Oh yeah.
On the paint. There he goes. Whoop. Oh, there. Well, I mean, So let's go back here real quick. All right. So this is a good example. If you look at the very bottom of this paint, it is covered in water. It's actually underneath the water. There's a huge puddle all the way around there. These guys are going to have to start bringing this line up to stay away from that water. The paint's already slick enough the way it is when it's wet, especially when it's underwater. These aren't boats, folks.
You know who's a perfect example? You look at Michael Caffrey. I was watching him go around, who was that? Mark Retchen. And you can see he doesn't touch any of the paint. He stays away from it. He goes off the line, and if you actually really watch him really closely, you'll see he doesn't follow the grain. I say with the grain, right? And that means he doesn't follow with the flow of that turn where that line is. He goes, all right, I'm going to cut it like this. I'm going to make sure I slow down enough where I can cut it like this, get back into the grip, and turn. You see, he just did it. Oh, sorry, I'm on replay. That's not going to help me at all.
Well, I mean, I'm watching him right now, but I mean, he's taking the corners wide, and he's kind of almost like a diamond. He's just coming in sharp, but he's still staying off the bottom of it.
Yes, you see, he crosses the race line straight, and then he turns as soon as he gets to the grip. You know, he knows how to race the rain. You can see it. You see, he's in the center here. He's going to go long here. Watch him go to this corner here. And he's going to diamond it, get right nice and slow, diamond it, and come back. Oh no, he kept that one nice and in there. He just made sure he went slow enough he could be in the race line without spinning out. So
We got Steven Salas just sitting there off track.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second, there's a GTP over there.
He's sitting there just contemplating his life decision right now.
I'm driving a GTP, I know, yeah.
Why am I driving this in the rain?
Why did we do this?
And Stryker with another incident.
Oh no. I think somebody turned on Mother Nature a little bit too much.
You know what? And he just went off in the exact same corner, did the exact same thing. Stryker, if there's one thing we know about him, even wrecking, he's consistent.
Yes, sir. You know, hopefully he starts to back that up and find where the grip is.
I mean, the rain will be a great equalizer.
Oh, yeah.
Corey Bowden not with this. Oh, there he is. Oh, he must have blanked. Oh, there's Stryker's problem.
Oh, he hit. Bodnot hits. Thaddeus hits Steven Salas. Go up to 44-19-57. You'll see the first Kari Bordnut. You'll see there's a really good contact there between him and Steven Salas. Yeah. Hey, look at Salas. It shows both for me. That'd be weird if our ICKs were showing different things.
Right. Oh, yep, there it is. He went to turn out of his way and blasted the rear end off of that thing. Oh,
yeah.
The lollipop machine is going to be shut down for a little bit.
Yeah, we got 17 minutes left in the race, guys. This is your 17-minute warning.
Well, in that case, let's take a quick 2-minute break. Wet the whistle a little bit so we can call the rest of the race.
Right. Yes, sir.
All right, folks, we are back and we're going to finish this bad boy. Finish it.
Now you're saying things that sound bad. Looking, he looks like Gretchen may have crashed. Steiner crashed again. You know, he actually fell behind. Oh no, Chris Salas actually fell behind a lot of the GT3s. It looked like, and went back ahead of them, if I saw that correctly.
It's getting wet and choppy out there. Look how that is. Just get an idea of what he sees when he's behind. I think he's behind Bigart right now. Bigart or Retchen? No. Retchen. Nope, Bigart. And I mean, you can barely see the tail lights, you know, when he pulls up, guys. So he has to really slow down to get up underneath. Puddles are everywhere, all over the track. These guys. Oh my goodness!
Is that a three-person wreck?
It was bad. Not loses it in the paint, spinning out, locks up his brake. He didn't touch, believe it or not. Let's go to Caffrey. What happened to Caffrey? Caffrey got the blunt end of it. Bodnot wasn't horrible. Caffrey comes in hot. He's on the paint. That's where he loses it. Boom. Into the wall. Spins it like a helicopter. Oh my goodness. Mark Gretchen with an accident. Christopher Burrs with an accident. David Steiner. Nathan Bigart. Philip Caffrey. Ooh. Gretchen. It's the paint. What happened with Ruber? Burrs. Hit the paint. Spin it out.
Oh my.
David Steiner.
Said the paint stuff. I regret it. I take it back.
Uh-oh. Steiner and Bigger make contact. Bigger touch him. They both of these experienced drivers that they kept them straight. So good for them. Mention again. All right, we're gonna stop following Rex right now. They're gonna continue spinning out. We're gonna get back to the race. Thaddeus Marshall has an 18-second lead for second place of Mike Christopher Burrs, third, 1 lap down. Salas, 2 laps down. Top 4 for the GTPs. GT3 class, you got Bigart with only 0.9 above Steiner. Caffrey in third at 23 seconds behind them. Hammond 45 seconds in fourth. You got Bodnot, he's in pit lane, 1 lap down. Retchen 1 lap down in pit lane. Philip Caffrey 3 laps down. Brad Duff 7th.
And that'll bring out your 10-minute warning as well.
10 minutes. They got. It says the broadcast been up to 50, 20. So if you're Steiner and you're that hot on Bigart's heels, you just stay behind him, try rattling his cage, try again, make a mistake. It does make mistakes, but it's rare.
it's much harder to rattle your cage in the rain as the leader rattles your cage with all of his rooster tail that he's throwing at you. It makes it pretty hard. But you see Steiner staying out of the rain here. Here comes Steiner. Can he make a move? No, not quite enough grip for him to get it there. He's looking at it. He's looking at it. He's getting close. This might be a good battle.
You got Strickland reeling both of them in, so it could be dicey. It's hard to do moves like this that you're working on setting up for so long, and the GTP comes and dive bombs you. It takes away all your juju, your momentum, your
All your
planning.
forward progress. It just depends on where he catches these cars. If he catches the leader in a corner, it's going to give the opportunity for David Steiner to follow the GTP through. As you know, the GTPs and the GT3s, through the slower corners, they go almost the exact same speed. The GTP might just be a little bit quicker, but everything has to slow down to almost the same pace as the downforce advantage goes away.
And I mean, Striker's 28 seconds back. I mean, can he catch up? Could. Will he? Probably not. I think he'll pull out. I need you guys right now to figure out. This race is for the win right here. Oh, Strickland ain't hanging back. All right.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Go.
If 8 minutes left, you gotta pass him because you still got third out there. So,
there's so much spray you can't even see the cars. I mean, that is awesome.
yeah,
I just turned my brights on
Definitely.
behind them. See if I can't get that rear view mirror glare on them.
oh, dude, I hate it. I hate it when someone sits there and flashes behind me when they're like not even in position to pass. I will make their life the hardest in the world to pass, even if they're a GTP. You gotta wait to the right moment to flash to where someone isn't paying attention. Then you flash, but no, looks like Strickland's gonna ride between them here, and he's really holding up David Steiner off the corners as he sits behind Nathan Bigart.
And we're in the cockpit of Steiner right now, and this is what he sees. You don't see cars, you see a little brake light, but all you see is white. So much spray. Like, look at how much spray there is. He can't even see anything but taillights as Strickland makes his move around Bigart.
You see, the race I'm excited for is Nürburgring. They're looking at possibly adding it to the Nürburgring 24, and it can be racing on one half of the track, completely dry on the other half with how big that track is. But Nürburgring, hard as heck as it is, you throw right in the solution here as this Nürburgring 24 comes up. Woo! Good luck, boys and girls. I hope they don't add it till next year. But
How many miles? How many miles is Nürburgring?
Nürburgring is 6.8 miles with the GP circuit. With the GP circuit.
Oh, Church is back.
Yeah, I made it back. I'm loading in right now. What? That track is Le Mans bigger? Because it was like 8.5, wasn't it? Miles?
So Le Mans is not bigger. It's about
Or the
half
one
the
before that.
size.
It was like a couple races before that. There was a track that was like 8 miles. That was big.
The Le Mans is 8 miles. Le Mans is probably the one you're thinking of.
I always thought Nürburgring was bigger than most of them, but
Nürburgring is. It's 16.8 miles.
gotcha.
16.8, yeah, including the GP circuit. Without the GP, I believe it's 14.7-ish. These are approximations, folks, but it's really close, I promise.
Steiner just took a peek on inside of Bigart on that hairpin.
Oh, Christian Blair.
Oh, he's gonna lose it.
There goes Bigger! Oh, no!
Oh, he saved it.
That was cool.
Oh
That was
my
cool.
goodness,
That
they
was-
both. The braking in the water is the worst.
The
Nate
drift
saved
from
it.
Nate figured.
Oh man.
Wow. Can we watch that again?
Yeah,
Can
let's,
we watch that again?
yeah, let's go watch.
Give us a replay, dude. That was awesome.
That was
Nate Bigger.
sick.
On the drift.
All right, we're gonna go back to the hairpin because this is what I think opened Nate's eyes up where he really closed in. Steiner's gonna brake a little heavier. Gonna try keeping it underneath. Nate got a peek of him. He knows he's really close now. They're gonna take off. They're gonna pair heels down the straightaway. And here's where the carnage happens. Look at how far I think Nate touched the paint, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this battle is not over quite yet. David Steiner, 6/10 of a second back. We have 4 minutes left in the race. Here goes Bigger into turn one, wide, avoids that line of tires there that makes this track nice and slick. Does a great job headed down to turn two.
That's a heck of a Steiner comes up, wall slams. They're off. These two.
It ain't over. It ain't over. This battle's still going.
We got her on the old bird eye blimp right now, so we can see both.
Yeah, I watched Steiner there get a little loose. Lost a little bit of ground to Bigger, but he's still there.
Steiner ain't scared to run in that wake of water either. He'll stay right on your tail. Take the paint. Bigger it's not. Steiner gets loose off the paint. Where the action is, folks. GT3s.
Christopher Burr's in the pits.
Kurt, I wish I could show you my SDK, man. It's just lined with red.
Oh yeah, it's so much red, dude. Big Art got a little bit loose there through turn 11.
My question is, how was he able to save that slide? I mean, granted, he had the track with the slide up, but I mean, what a save. Save of the
I don't know
day.
how they did it. I don't know how they did. It's like you'd have to have a lot of rear brake into it to make that happen.
He typically likes, I would say most of the time, like in the oval races, he normally runs like 47, 48.
Uh-huh.
Steiner just trying to stay on him, trying to get him to slip up. No, this time. I love going in Steiner's pocket. Look at how tight he is. You see the water down below, see the pool. He just goes right to the end of it and take off. And that's right. Not even scared of it. You can't even see the corner. He can't see the track right now. I don't know how Steiner even knows where the braking points are at this moment.
He's just going off them taillights, and Nate.
Peeks out right before the corner. There's water scattered everywhere on the track. They both go really wide. Steiner slid. I think Nate did too, didn't he?
Yeah, they both slid off. It's like it was they were doing Formula Drift there behind each other, and Chris Roberge had to completely lock him up. Credit to Chris Roberge for avoiding it.
Yeah, let's go back.
They're side by side, by the way.
They both come off. Nate spins. And they didn't touch. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Steiner looking to the right side.
Yeah, what a battle between the two of them.
Oh, it's gonna be a battle.
There goes
here.
Nate.
Oh.
He got to stand to help him.
That might just be the decision maker right there, boys and girls.
Did he just send it too hard, or did Steiner get into it?
He sent it a little too hard.
Gotcha. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Nate's gonna find himself, 7.8 seconds. He's trying to close that gap back.
We're gonna get 2 laps here, 2 laps to go. David Steiner gonna cross the line right there.
We got Thaddeus Marshall with a demanding lead of 46 seconds over Michael Strickland. All he's on is cruise control right now. Keeping it straight, trying not to go off track. There's only 4 of them in the GT3s on the lead lap. Mode not down, they're all lap.
10-second gap now between Steiner and Big Art.
Yeah, Chris Reverse finally got around him. It looks like he's going to keep going, moving forward. Half
You
that.
guys, let's finish.
Okay.
First begin.
Last. It's like Warriors. Right.
Ooh.
See the front tires back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to guess that Corey Corey has so much damage on his car he can't keep that thing straight.
Probably not. Oh yeah.
He's dancing.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's a little bit of gas pedal steering there. I think maybe, or maybe he's got a broken tie rod.
I mean, he was involved in a few little instances today.
That looks like that's a tie rod. That's a rear end tie. He's broken a left rear tie rod, and that is why that car is doing that.
It's impressive that he's still wheeling it around the way he is.
It is very impressive.
No quit.
It looks like a left rear tie rod. That's what it really looks like.
Fastest lap time today is going to be Thaddeus Marshall with a 1:27.20 for the GTPs. GT3s, we're looking at a 1:39.30.
And here comes Thaddeus Marshall. This is going to be the victory here. Thaddeus Marshall wins.
I'm
in
not
Germany.
surprised. Him and Strickland had a good battle.
Oh yeah.
Strickland car, my favorite. David Steiner.
You know, Big Art's closed a lot here. It's still going to be a battle. Big Art has showed that he is faster, but is the spray going to be too much? Does the Mercedes handle good enough to catch the BMW?
Well, I can tell you what, somebody's either going to win, somebody's going to spin.
Probably. But got a Big Art catching by 10 seconds in 2 laps. Wow.
Well,
What
David
a job, Big Art.
David Steiner had an incident. That's why he-
Okay, that makes sense
that's
now.
why he reeled it in. I didn't have time to even get to it.
Let's see here. 2 turns 11. This is last chances here in hard braking zones. What can Big Art do? He takes alternative line here. Can he make it work? Still on alternative. He's going to stay behind Steiner here.
2 corners to go.
Steiner looks loose. Big Art looks steady. Last corner. Big Art's going to have to send it. It's all or nothing. The car slides. It's not enough. David Steiner is going to win in GT3.
What a race. That was a hard fought battle. Both those drivers deserve to win, but only one can. That's David Steiner. Beautiful. Him and Caffrey's both tied for the biggest mover of the race. 2 positions. That's it. 2.
What a job. That was a great GT3 battle, dude. I loved that. The GTPs were awesome at the beginning of the race. Great entertainment, but David Steiner and Nathan Big Art just put on a show for us, man.
That was. Go over your race results here. Right meow. Oh, there it is. Thaddeus Marshall, winner of the GTPs, followed by Michael Strickland. Chris Roberts will get 3rd. Steven Salas 8th. So that means David Steiner actually got around David Steiner got around Steven Salas. Steven Salas will finish the race 4 laps. For your GT3s, David Steiner with your race win. Nathan Big Art, number 2. Michael Caffrey, 3. Tyler Hammond, 4th. Gretchen, 5th. Bo Knott, 6th. Philip Caffrey, 7th. Brad Dove, 8th. Wesley Straight, round out the field. Number 9. We are going to take a quick break and get these drivers round up, and we will do interviews momentarily. All right, guys, we got him rounded up. We're going to bring him in. The one guy that we didn't get an interview last week because it was a night race, I'm going to bring that up, was Nathan Bigart. And he had a great run tonight, running in second place, and had a hell of a battle today with David Steiner. Nate, second place. How you feeling after that? After that, it was a hellacious race, brother.
Yeah, I don't know. I got mixed feelings. It was such a high and low race, like not that familiar with this track. This is like I've done some practice on it, but this is like my first race. And I was ecstatic, really happy with my pace, with the speed and the dry. And then I had no idea that it was even a chance of raining in this race until like right as it started and they mentioned it. And I was like, oh no. And so, I got a great lead in the dry. And then as soon as the rain came, I knew that I wanted like a 20-second gap on Dave because he's so good in the rain, man. Like I honestly, I hate the rain. I don't enjoy it at all. It's not only that I struggle in it, I don't know. There's just for me, there's no enjoyment out of it, of driving slow and not being able to see where the grip is. I don't know if my graphics are not set right or what, but when I'm in the car, I just can't see where the grip is in the rain. So it's frustrating, but coming home with a P2, being that close, the battling with Dave, like a lot of fun. He did a great job. He deserved the win in this rain race. So great job to him. But yeah, I would rather it just not rain.
Well, I want to back up to last week real quick because I didn't get a chance to interview you last week. And I'm gonna let Bryant take it away for the rest of the interview for this race. But I want to go back a race. Did you watch the broadcast at all last week?
No, I haven't yet. I
Okay.
plan on it though.
Okay, so for some reason me and Church were talking about this. Your car has lights all around the windows, and you got a blue light on inside it. Question number one: did you know there was lights around your windows? Question number two: can you guys turn those like dome lights on and off inside the car when it's a night race?
Yeah, there's an option in there to turn on the lights. I can't remember where it is, but I know it is in there.
Did you know there was some around your windows? You look like a frickin' Christmas.
Yeah, straight up
Yeah,
LED
man.
lights. Yeah, dude, it's cool.
It's a team paint from the guys I run endurance with, and the guy that runs the team, he's very particular about his paint, and he puts a lot of time and effort into it. So yeah, we know how it looks. We run this paint job a lot. So
Dude,
I really enjoy it. I think it looks nice.
oh, dude, I mean, Church was going on and on and on about it. I'm like, all right, bro. It was like, it was like he was obsessed with his hotels, but instead he's like, I just can't stop looking at Big Art's car. It's just lit up, man. It's awesome. Anyways, fast forward to today. Bryant, you were super excited about this race. You were going off the rails about it. Ask him all the questions you want, brother.
I may have been a little bit too excited here tonight, Big Art. I love road racing, and I got the biggest smile on my face, man. The battle, oh, it was so awesome, dude. Talk to me. You punt the guy in turn 6 of the hairpin, and I loved it. What? Just a little bit, you just slide a little bit, or did you mean to give a little bit of that NASCAR, swagger?
No, it was just more of when you're racing out here in the rain, man, it's difficult to pass. You can't see,
Yeah.
there's no grip in the other lanes to get side by side with guys. But I had noticed that the one place I was better than him was them hard braking zones. I was getting better grip on my front end, having better, just stopping power. So I knew if I was going to make a move, that's what it was going to be. And I was trying to set that up and just, practice it, trying to dive it in there. And he just checked up a little more than I thought he was going to, and just got into the back of him. It was definitely unintentional, and that's why I just came to a stop and let him go. I told him on the radio, I was like, that's not how I want to win the race. So I slowed up, let him go, and went back to battling.
Do you think that's where the battle started, where you guys started fighting you harder? Is that one instant, and then from there, it's like a light switch flicked on. You both said, all right, it's time to battle. You guys turned up the heat. Is that what ignited the fire?
No, I think it was just more of the fact of we're coming down to the end. I think it got
Okay.
harder and harder as the race started to get down to on laps. We both want this win, and I think it showed the lack of skill for me in the rain. I was definitely overdriving it, messing up a lot, but yeah, just a great battle. I really thoroughly enjoyed that part of it.
All right, so one more thing, and then I'll ask for shout outs. I'm going to ask everybody else the same question. What was worse, rubber, paint, or puddles?
I would say, yeah, the paint / curbs, because and that kind of goes along with the puddles, because it seems like that's where the rain puddles. You got that curbing that has a lip to it, and it just puddles right next to it. The rain's running off and forming right there. So if you got close to them curbs, man, it was scary.
We saw it all night. And whenever somebody touched paint or curbs, I just call them both paint, but you can touch any kind of thing that's slick that has paint on it, and you can actually see it on the track. You're right, you see a groove where it's at, and it all seems to combine. So he's definitely saying paint, puddles, both of those go together there. Did you notice the rubber when you would go through where the old race line was? Did you notice you slide through the rubber at all, or did you seem to have good grip on the rubber?
You'd notice a significant difference. It wasn't impossible to do, but it was definitely different. If you had the choice to not be there, you didn't want to be. But again, when you're battling, you got to get side by side. Somebody's going to have to be in it. So I think that's where the difficulty comes in with this rain, is the passing part. I don't like how it makes for bad racing, in the sense of only one guy has the real preferred optimum line. So yeah, you definitely want to stay away from the normal racing line.
Well, Nate, you put on a show today. I greatly appreciate it. I could not hold my excitement. I feel bad for the other two guys in the booth. Give me your shout outs.
Yeah, shout out to VVR, Virtual Velocity Racing, sponsoring this series. All the drivers tonight. ChopShop themselves, you guys, ChopShop TV doing the broadcast. I can't wait to go back and listen. I didn't know 3 of y'all were in there. That sounds awesome. I bet you guys had a blast. Shout out to Dave for the win. He did an excellent job. And Thaddeus for the winning the GTPs. He was very patient, letting us do our battle. Me and Dave, just sitting behind us. Really appreciate that. Huge shout out for the respect there. And just shout out to all the fans watching. And number one fan, Mom, love you.
We always love the mom comment. It's great. I love it when family, especially like my parents don't really watch it, but my Aunt Sherry, Church's mom does. So I love it. I love it. We love you, Mom. Nate, we'll see you next week. Congrats on your P2 finish, buddy.
Thanks, everyone.
And with that battle, we have to bring the guy up that won the race because he was in the spray, he was out of the spray, he was in the spray. Steiner, congratulations on the P1 today. Walk us through how much work it was. I mean, were you shaking near the end there? Were you nervous? Did it get you?
The spray is your friend. You have to embrace the spray.
Embrace the spray. Well, your car was a
Oh,
little
yeah.
dirty. You needed a bath, right?
Yeah. No, that was great. Yeah, Nate was awesome tonight. He was really quick. That first, I was trying to just close him up during that first stint, but I think I just wore the tires too hard and I couldn't do it. So he had the pace there. He was well in front. If it didn't rain, he probably would have had it. Would have run away with it. But and that big moment. Yeah, I had that big moment there. That was all me. That Thad was coming up. I think it was Thad coming up behind me. And just I just overthought it and read it wrong, and that snap to the right was all me, and just put it into the wall. Fortunately, I hit square on, so the damage wasn't too bad. And then just continued on, and then the heavens opened, mate,
You know,
and
we
that
were
was good.
we watched you two take that corner. You dove bomb him, and you literally both in sequence spun out. I mean, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was actually in your car, in your cockpit view at the time of that incident. What was going through your head when you went under him and lost it? Did you know he lost it on the outside of you too?
Yeah, I could see it. I've got enough field of view here to see that. So that was good. That kept me in it. I would have had to really try and chase him down if he got that right. So it kept the race alive, man. That was good.
So, one last question for me before we go over to Bryant. What was the biggest thing you're going to take away from this race? What did you learn that, or something that you can work on for the future races?
Yeah, good question. It's got to be that. It's got to be that first. I'm comfortable in the wet. Um, I'm really enjoying the way you can find the speed. You can go searching for that. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You can go finding that dry line, and you can get the feedback, and you can sense where the grip is. You can go quicker, and that's okay. Just unable to match Nate today with just dry running race pace, and he posted that P1 qualifying time there too, which was quicker. So he really did have the speed here for a guy. He said he did hasn't. I think this is his first race, so um, as usual, when Nate finds a track he likes, he can bring it. So yeah, just need to look at where the difference is there, what corners he's quicker at, how he's running them, where he's braking, that sort of thing. You can learn from that. That's my takeaway for today.
Well, it sounds like you got some homework to do. Even though you won the race, there's always, as a race car driver, you win the race, even if you dominate it, you're always looking back, analyzing, like, where did I make mistakes? What can I do right? So that's very admirable, and I look forward to seeing you get faster as the season goes on. Bryant, what you got?
Steiner, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
You're doing pretty good. You should be celebrating, man. Grab a beer, you know. I guess it's midnight over there. Oh, no, not midnight.
No. It's about 9 a.m.
Oh, dang, not bad, not
10
bad.
a.m.
No, that's not a bad race.
He-
Still
he-
a good
going to.
idea. I don't mind it.
He's an
10 a.m.
Aussie.
beer.
They drink all the time.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. Hey, go get in the shower. You know, go get your morning shower in. Grab a beer. Do a shower beer. So I heard you say embrace the spray, embrace the rooster tails. Talk to me through that because I'm actually really interested in it. I'm a big endurance guy. I love endurance racing. Not WEC. I'm an IMSA guy. I know. I'm a trader. I got it. Yeah. Is there a certain thing you're looking for when you're in that spray?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a dozen things. You're still looking for all the things you need to look for, but you've got that that, that key thing that's holding you back is your obscuration to the front. Now you can still see to the flanks, and that's the thing that gets you through. So when you're right behind someone, as I was behind Nate, for a lot of the race there. You've got to still, if you want that draft, you've still got to commit to getting into the bulk of his spray, and you've got to stay there. What you're looking for are those braking markers that you've identified for your dry running. And of course, you've also identified where I'm going to start braking when it's wet. You're searching for that to the flanks. Your peripherals are looking at his brake lights. And then you're having to do all this with, a window that's rapidly closing because you're going to hit that brake marker and he's going to brake. So with all those those key inputs, you're just trying to get it right. I think they've fixed the high intensity tail lights here, which has helped because before you couldn't see it, you couldn't see a thing, but now you can see the car in front, which is awesome. So that helps.
Doing the Nürburgring 24?
Will do. Yeah, I'm looking like I'll probably jump in with Colby and Wes, and I think Striker may be in that team and help them out.
You think
Fill a spot. That's grab a seat and fill a spot wherever they need help there, and go and enjoy a good run at the Nürburgring.
do you think so there's talks about rain for the Nürburgring 24. Do you think you could handle rain at the Green Hell?
I do like it there. I like running there, and think that's when this rain was introduced, that's the first place I went.
Oh man.
You can also turn off the sun and run a midnight wet session at the Nordschleife, and it's pretty good. Look, to be honest, it felt quite comfortable to me. Even it's a long and difficult track, but something about the surface and the camber felt good and comfortable. And yet, at the very same time, then I went to Bathurst and I could barely keep it on the track. So I found the Nürburgring wasn't too bad in the wet. It was pretty easy to stay clean. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is that because the track's so big, the rubber doesn't lay down as much and it's bad, you think?
It does get a lot of running because, of course, you have the normal tourist driving calendar at the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
So often there's, I guess I'm conflating reality with sim here, but it does get a lot of running, a lot of categories throughout the year. But also, of course, it's the Eifel region of Germany and it rains a lot. So a lot of that surface rubber is being continuously washed away. So, then it needs to build up. It's probably more the case that you can look at when you know the track, you're familiar with the track, you can be more bold when it comes to your positive camber corners and things. And just if you need to ride curbs, watch your throttle and then know when those blind over crest left-handers, right-handers are, and there's a couple of those there. Just know when the key danger spots are coming up. Manage them, and you can go fast for the rest of it, and it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I apologize to the viewers, to Ryan. I went on a tangent. I thought it was a good tangent, though. I appreciate it. You did a lot of teaching here, and I'm definitely listening to it. I hope that Big Art is listening to it. We're gonna have an even better battle. Is it next week or in 2 weeks? But go ahead and give us your shout outs, man. I appreciate it, man. That was a great interview.
Oh, well, I reckon shout outs this week. My friends' two sons, Regan and Deacon. I know they've been tuning in to these races, really enjoying them, getting behind me, being in my corner, and enjoying the running. So, thanks to them for being there. Thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Again, I look forward to watching that, putting it on and watching it later on after a beer in the shower. And then after that, yeah, who knows? But and thanks for the sponsor, Virtual Velocity. Well done, Nate. Well done, Mick there. Dad, Striker, and Chris, I think 1, 2, 3. Well done to them. And thanks to all the other drivers.
David Steiner, your P1 finisher tonight at the Hockenheinring. We'll see you next week, brother.
Thanks, boys.
One of the things that we tend to miss is all the Caffrey guys. So let's get the one guy up here that's going to fill in for Striker's interview because he gets sick of doing them, especially when we only have 4 GTPs. We got to get another Aussie backed by another Aussie, right? I mean, that's just the right thing to do. Michael Caffrey, I rewound so much so I could do a little slow-mo during the interview. I don't know what position you finished. I think you were in top 5 though, right, bud?
Yeah, I was P3 on the GT3s, so it was good. It was good to get a finish in. How's that?
And you know, I talked about a little bit in the broadcast, so don't butcher me for saying what I said. But you were
No,
struggling. You've been struggling in the road course series here lately, and like
no.
you know, you're always every time I see you in a cup car and we're doing road, or the truck and we're doing road, you always do really well. It's always you and Nate battling. So I was happy to see you finish the race, do well in the race. Talk me through the transition from the dry to the wet.
Look, I uh, I sort of rehearsed in my head what I was going to do. I already had a plan. I was as soon as the wet hit, as soon as the wet hit, I was going. The wet hit me right at the start of the lap, or as I just passed the pit lane entrance. So I was like, oh man, come on. So I had to do a full lap. It's all good, but. Yeah, came back around, and it's sort of the wet just hit at the start finish line. It wasn't raining down the other end of the track, so when I got down there, I actually asked my brother. I said, "Is it? Hey, have you got any rain?" And because he was at the start finish line, it was still raining up there. So I made my mind up. Yeah, I'm just going in that lap because if it wasn't going to be raining the whole track, I was going to change it up. But I went in that as soon as it hit. But that seemed to work all right. I'll tell you what, old Tyler, uh, he's definitely he's got some seat time. How's that? And he was flying that first lap. You must have gained about 10 seconds, I reckon, the first couple of laps on the wet.
You know, I don't think there was a single driver tonight that didn't spin out during the rain. I mean, it was I couldn't keep up with it on SDK. It was popping up so much. It's just this person off track, this person off track, this person off track, and you know there was a few people that took some good licks. Corey Bodnot had a few very strong licks, and you know his rear end and his car was shot, and he still kept trying. So nothing but admiration toward him. But for you, it seemed like like you said, you had a plan coming into it and you executed it. And did you get much practice in here? I mean, you knew there was a possibility of rain. Did you know for a fact that it was coming once you were in there qualifying?
Oh, look, it's definitely this track here. It's definitely not one of my favourites, but yeah, I probably just had enough to get around it and put in some okay times. Nowhere in the league with old Steiner and old Nate. Man, those weapons on the track for this one, but I had enough to get around. I don't know about the wet. I was probably the same there, to be honest. But it was good. I liked it. My plan was really just to pace it, minimize minimize the spins and the offs, and just try and avoid stay right away from any other traffic so I don't get caught up with anything. And I actually had that not long into it. I had one spin as well. So yeah, it is what it is.
Well, you did very well in that dominate Mercedes. I'm glad to see you back up front, doing what you normally do. Bryant, what you got for Mr. Caffrey?
Oh, Caffrey, how we doing today, man?
Yeah, good, Brian.
Look,
How you doing?
you a little wet?
Oh yeah. She's stoked. It was coming down pretty heavy. On the broadcast, it said, sorry, on the pit crew, he said, I think he said it was coming. It was going to be heavy. So yeah, interesting. I thought it was only going to be about a medium, but
It was definitely heavy today. Between the puddles, the paint, the rubber, the curbs with all the paint on them. Oh, which one did you struggle with the most?
oh look, it's probably I'm going to say it's probably that that turn one. I'd say, and after you come around there, you got those paint strips on the ground. You just have to lift straight away as soon as you feel any wheel spin. Especially if you had another car coming past you, because you can just lose it on the straight, and it's pretty dangerous on that bit there if you have another car following up. Yeah, it's I loved it, but I had fun out there. How's that, bro?
The paint's fun to race on, I hear. Going down to the hairpin, you were one of the most interesting ones going on the hairpin. What I noticed is you'd go in shallow and you'd kind of diamond it late, and you might went a little bit off the race line, and you'd come back like a little bit off the race surface to say, and then you'd arc back on into that. Is that you just trying to avoid rubber? What was going on there? Why was that the particular line you were choosing in that hairpin?
Yeah, that is a reason I was doing that. But it was also, I was staying probably if other cars were in front of me or whatever. It was more my route I was taking to stay out of the, have a bit of a clear view down and see what the other car was doing, where they were braking. So then, sort of as I'd come to the end of it, I'd sort of diamond out or push out to the left-hand side, and then turn around. And when I was turning, I'd sort of come down shallow and come in. I'd try and come in tight most of the time, especially if there was another car, just so there was no chance of having a contact with another car. That was my biggest thing, just avoid any damage. And there was a couple of times where there were other cars around there, and yeah, that's all I was doing. It was just my what I thought was the best line for myself around.
Well, it was certainly fun to watch you, man. You did a great job tonight. Appreciate the interview. You mind giving me your shout outs for the night, man?
Yeah, sure, Brian. Thanks very much for your Ryan and yourself up in the broadcast booth and coverage. I'd like to say Virtual Velocity Racing, ChopShop TV, and John and Stryker and all the admins and the rest of the guys racing. I know it's not takes a lot of work to make all these races happen. So thanks a lot for everyone that's put in work behind the scenes.
That's going to do it for Michael Caffrey. P3 finish tonight.
Thanks.
And last but not least, GTP. The man with the plan. He had a ton of speed tonight. His hands were full. Thaddeus Marshall, congratulations on your win tonight. What's your thoughts, man? Because I mean, like I said, you had your hands full.
It was a challenge all night. I'd spin the car and let Stryker get by, and then I'd pass him, locked it up in front of him, and just kept making mistake after mistake.
What I mean, shoot me straight, brother. What was the lead of that? What was it? Just like, oh man, I can't let him around me. You were just eager to stay in front. I mean, it's because it's not like you really make that many mistakes in a race.
I think it was probably just a setup tonight. I really didn't do much practice, so I just kind of chose one of the sets and went with it. And I guess it just shows you need to practice a little bit more. But luckily, when the rain came out, Stryker locked it up in the hairpin a couple times, and I was just able to capitalize.
Hey man, you guys put on a show. I mean, I would say like the first half of the race it was all you two, and then the second part of the race it was all Bigart and Steiner and the GT3. So it really worked out, especially with only 4 GTPs on the track. I mean, you guys put on a show. It's great to broadcast stuff like that. What was the biggest learning curve from the dry to the wet at this track?
Really, it was just trying to maintain focus the entire time, because I mean, once I put on the wet tires, I think I dang near spun it in front of Stryker a couple times. But I mean, after I got my rhythm down, and it was just smooth sailing after that.
Yeah, I think you finished the race like 40 some seconds in front of him. So I'm sure, the last 10, 15 minutes, you probably had her on cruise control, trying to keep her straight. Don't go off track. I mean, that's typically the go, no go, right?
Oh yeah, and there, I think it was turn 1. I'd get on the curb or that white paint. I'm like, all right, I'm just not gonna touch the throttle. I'm gonna loop it, and then it's gonna bring him right back to me.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I was, you brought up the self spin when you locked up. It looked like you locked up your rear brakes when you turned right. I mean, right in front of him. Were you doing a little rear view mirror driving there?
No, I was just trying to brake normally for that corner, and it just locked up on me. I really had no idea really what happened there.
Oh man, that's a bummer. Well, man, you got a P1 finish tonight. You won the race. Congratulations. Lucas, what you got for him?
Oh, Thaddeus, my man. What an ace, dude. A lot of trading between you and Stryker. I've asked almost everybody this question so far. Between the curbs, the painted curbs, and the paint, and the puddles and the rubber, what was the hardest thing to navigate in the rain tonight for the GTPs?
Honestly, it's because, or really, it's just GTPs have to go off the line, racing lines so much, where GT3s can dang near run the rubber line. So just trying to find a drier line where there's no puddles to go through is just so difficult. And they're already such light cars, and you really can't get on the throttle either.
So when you're in the rubber, you can't turn and you just can't get on the throttle in those GTPs.
No, it's pretty bad. You really have to wait till you're out of the rubber line to get on the throttle again.
And I've never raced them in the rain, my man. Me being a road course guy, I feel bad about that. But man, it was an exciting race for you. What is probably your biggest regret in this race? What was the incident that you're like, we did see that one where you spun down to the hairpin, and was it the hairpin?
I think it was turn 2.
Yeah, it was turn 2. You're right. It looked like you locked up the rear tires, maybe a little bit too much rear brake bias, maybe.
Probably because I think right after that I changed it.
I figure that's what I called out on broadcast. But biggest regret?
Probably practicing in the dry. I was practicing more for the wet for this track, and I should have been just practicing in the dry since that was the majority of the race.
All right, and next time you're gonna pull up the broadcast, right, so that you can hear me call out what's wrong with your car.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that next time.
All right, man. I'll be looking for it, man. We'll be in the YouTube. We'll be looking for it. Other than that, my man, what a win! Great job at Hockenheim today. Give us your shout outs.
I got to thank you guys up in the booth and ChopShop for putting the race on tonight, and then thank the guys over at 212 Racing, and Sad, my teammate, yet again couldn't be here tonight, and then I got to thank my family and wife for supporting me with when I do this.
You would think that Mr. Pierce would have his priorities in line instead of going and getting a concealed carry permit. Like, come on, man. Time to race. Well, I mean, you got to get that guy up on the phone and get on him.
I think he's just really just trying to give the rest of us a chance.
Well, I mean, it was a bummer to only see 4 cars. I'll be honest. I like seeing more GTPs out there because you guys have to work extra hard anyways because of all the GT3s.
Oh yeah, and it really, like, to me personally, it really was sad too, because I think the first race I ran with Daytona, there was 7 or 8 GTPs. So now only having 4, it's kind of sad.
We're just gonna have to start like bribing people, I guess. Like, oh hey, you want to go to Thaddeus Marshall's driving school? Come on down.
I think we need to go to James Pierce's driving school.
That guy. I mean, I don't think that guy was born on planet Earth. To be honest with you, he's an alien in these cars. I mean, this is pretty much the only thing he runs, isn't it?
I think he just runs a little bit of everything, honestly.
Well, I mean, if let's be honest, if he was in here, obviously he'd be up there mixing it up with you guys. What do you is it just something you enjoy doing, running with him, learning different techniques, lines, whatnot?
Oh yeah, I really enjoy running with him. Me and him did the 12 hours of Sebring, and I wasn't comfortable in the rain at all, so he would take the rain stints and I was taking the dry, and we were pretty much running same lap times when we were together. So, but rain wise, if he was in this race tonight, he would have been blowing my doors off.
Well, he's fast. I know. Listen, it's always nice to have somebody faster out there just to pick up on the little tids and bits. But he's gone. He's not here. You're out here doing your thing. Striker's out here doing his thing. You guys put on a hell of a show. Congratulations on your P1 finish today. We'll see you next week, sir.
All right, thank you.
That was a very eventful day. Church, what do we got coming up next week?
Gosh, we're gonna have
Where's the nearest hotel, Church? We gotta get that out of the way first.
it's called. I'm trying to pronounce it. Hold on. Let's look here. Schedule.
So we got
Circuit de Geners. I don't know. Angel.
Circuit de Villeneuve.
Yeah.
It is Canada, if I remember correctly.
Is it?
Yes, if I remember correctly, I believe it's Canada.
What do they road race
Another-
in the snow?
I don't know. Another possible chance of rain though, so that could be interesting.
Well, and I'm looking down the list, fellas. Nürburgring, it's a crown jewel race, 90 minutes, and I don't see them post like a possible chance of rain. Maybe we're going to have to grease some hands to make that bad boy happen because these guys are liking the rain. I mean, I don't think they're liking the rain. They say they do, but according to my SDK, after all the wrecks and off tracks, it's just gonna make them better though. I think they're all worried that they'll get in a rhythm of backing up too many corners and losing the speed, and then when they have to hit it up and go into the dry, they would they'd be slower. I mean, the muscle memory would be there.
Yeah,
I
it looks
think-
like we're on next week, and then we're off. He's got April 4th here for a bye, but I believe that's May 4th.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we're off for a bye, and then we go to Nürburgring.
Yeah, Striker. It's supposed to be May 4th. Big dummy. Fix it. Fix the schedule. Why we shouldn't be pointing this stuff out to you. As always, as every other broadcast we've ever done in the history of man, we always have to give out all of our sponsors a shout out. C2 Gaming, My Three Sons Track Racer, the Bala Status Boys, Speedy Trophy Systems, Admin Box, Geomax, MCI Graphics, Stay Tuned Sports, and last but not least, Virtual Velocity Racing. Without these guys, we would not be doing this. They sponsored this league specifically. They race every Thursday night in the not the Gen 4s, the next gen cars every Thursday night. You can go on Facebook groups, type in Virtual Velocity Racing, and you can find them. You can join. You can hit up Tim Lee. He owns the league. He'll get you set up with whatever you need to get set up with, and you can go run with those boys. Another very close sponsor near and dear to our heart, Signature Esports. Jason over there doing his thing, broadcasting all of our races except for this series. He's not a road racing guy. Bryant Lucas is an employee of his. You'll see him up in the booth commentating the truck series. Bryant is normally with us in the next gens. Truck series only one you broadcast with him, isn't it?
Normally, I might be racing at Chicago Street Course. It just depends on how well my extraction goes on my tooth. But I look forward to racing trucks on Tuesday. But no, I'm not really racing Cup anymore. I might look to start broadcasting Cup as well.
Yeah, we just got to give a big thanks to you, man, for coming up here with us this week and with your knowledge and expertise of these road cars. It was a lot of fun to listen to you and exciting.
Well,
So I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Church. I need to know where the closest hotel is, man. I really do. What's the closest hotel?
I'm not for sure. I would have got to it, but I'm glad you were up here, like I said, because with my technical difficulties I was having throughout the race, you were able to bounce off and help Ryan out. So once again, we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, this is going to do us for tonight. Thanks for tuning in for another Virtual Velocity sponsored ChopShop Racing Road Course Series at week number 8. We will see you at week number 9. Good night. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, take pictures. Bye-bye.
Peace.